My best friend betrayed me, and it ruined everything I had. Stay tuned for the entire story. And if you're into wild real-life drama, make sure to hit that subscribe button. What a crazy last few years it has been. Things have finally settled down between me and my ex-wife. This is a long recap and update, but I hope it gives someone out there a bit of hope. Recap. After 21 years together and raising 2 kids, she decided to get involved with my, now former, best friend. He and I served together overseas in Afghanistan. And during that time, he started building a close bond with me in a way that I now realize wasn't genuine. Back then, he was going through a divorce and claimed it was because his wife had been unfaithful. Later, I learned that he had been caught getting involved with 2 of our other friends' wives, and his deployment to Afghanistan was partly arranged, so those families could recover and move forward. After we came home from deployment, I left the military and started working for an airline. When my former best friend retired, I even helped him get a job in the airline industry too, though not at my company because he didn't pass their interview. The feedback from the interviewers was that he had some concerning personality traits and even tried to turn the interview into an interrogation of him. He would occasionally visit my city for work, and I would take him out to dinner when he was around. Eventually, my then-wife suggested that she and the kids meet him since he was my best friend, and we talked all the time. When they met, he quickly won them over, as he often does with people. Very charming, but in a manipulative way. Not long after, he asked if he could visit outside of work trips, and I invited him to stay in our home. That soon became a monthly occurrence. At the time, I thought it was great to be spending so much time with my closest war buddy, but he had other intentions. After a few trips, he mentioned wanting to move to our city and asked if he could rent my guest suite until he found a place of his own. I agreed without hesitation, thinking I was helping a friend in need. But soon after he moved in, I hardly saw him anymore. I would get my airline schedule and share it with my wife, and she would then pass it along to him. His airline would bid for schedules after mine was released, making sure that he was at my house when I was away for work and working himself when I was home. This went on for 6 months. Not only did I hardly see him, but he never paid me a dime for staying there. During those months, he had complete access to my family and my home. Looking back, I can't believe I allowed this, letting a single man live in my home around my family while I wasn't there. My trusting nature set me up for disaster. He was manipulative, had been working on earning my trust for years, and I had no boundaries against him or my wife. I started noticing strange vibes around my birthday. She began dressing up more often, doing her hair and nails, and I'd see them having coffee together in the mornings. She had never touched coffee before he lived with us. My 40th birthday came, and she didn't even wish me a happy birthday that morning. Something was definitely off. We still had intimacy in our relationship, actually more than usual, but skipping my birthday completely? That didn't make sense. We had a Ring camera in the living room to keep an eye on our dog when we traveled. I never used it to check on the family while I was away, but I probably should have. Both of them knew it was there, too. 2 days after my birthday, while I was on a work trip, the camera sent me an alert in the middle of the night. I saw her running downstairs from the guest suite in nothing but a blanket. I went back and reviewed the footage from the previous weeks, and it was all there. They were far too close in ways that crossed every line, even in front of my kids while I was at work. It was devastating. I told them to leave immediately and took my wife to intensive marriage counseling. She denied everything to the therapist and somehow made me feel like I was the one at fault for her betrayal. She kept saying I wasn't attentive enough, that I wasn't a good dad, that I never let her do what she wanted, and that I didn't speak her love language. It was all blame shifting onto me. I was manipulated so hard that my head was spinning. I lost 40 pounds in just 2 months and was a complete wreck. Even 3 therapy sessions a week weren't helping. She kept sneaking out to see him again and again. Whenever I confronted her with proof of what was going on, she denied it over and over. She lied to the therapist every session, until the last one, when I showed undeniable evidence of her meeting with him just 2 days earlier, despite her insisting she'd cut all contact over a month ago. The therapist was speechless. That was my breaking point. I finally decided this wasn't the life I wanted, and I filed for divorce. Now, nearly 6 years later, here we are. She got a job teaching at my kids' high school and tries to influence them daily. They know what she's doing, but they still want a relationship with their mom. My kids, now 15 and 17, know the truth about what happened, and my ex is still with the same guy. She's told them multiple different stories about how they supposedly started dating after the divorce. But then they found handwritten letters in her home that clearly showed it all started while we were still married. I can't even make this up. She's lost all her old friends. They've seen the evidence and decided they wanted nothing to do with her. She's made some new acquaintances at work, but they don't really know who she is. As part of the divorce, I agreed to a $1 million settlement over 11 years, nearly all of it in cash, minus $125,000 in an IRA for her. We had a lot to divide: retirement accounts, military pension, our home, brokerage accounts, and more. I kept everything and agreed to pay half up front in cash and the IRA, and the rest over 11 years with some extra conditions. Normally, alimony ends if the recipient gets married, but I also negotiated for it to end if she moved in with someone. That's not part of our state law at all, but I got it added during mediation. So here we are, 6 years later, and they still aren't engaged or living together. He's got the perfect arrangement. He tells her to keep her own house. She can't bring him around our kids because they don't like him, and while she has the kids half the month, he's free to do whatever he wants. In 5 years, when the alimony ends, will he finally move her in after 11 years? I almost find it amusing to watch. She has already burned through every penny I gave her up front. $480,000 gone. I currently double her monthly income with alimony and child support, but she has expensive taste for a school teacher. In our last year of marriage, she was averaging $11,000 per month on her credit card. Now, I give her just $3,000 per month. I'm saving a fortune by not funding that lifestyle anymore. Back then, after subtracting what she brought in herself, I was left covering about $8,000 of her monthly charges. Now, giving her $3,000 means I'm saving $5,000 every month. That's $60,000 a year just from her old spending habits. Divorce has actually been an incredible financial boost for me. My income has increased fourfold since the divorce, and she doesn't get a cent of the extra earnings. I made sure that was in the agreement. My net worth has also quadrupled, and I'm well on my way to early retirement if I choose. She, on the other hand, just started working for a city school at age 43 and has no retirement savings apart from the IRA I gave her. She'll likely be working for many years unless her situation changes dramatically. The divorce took a toll on me physically. My weight went up and down in unhealthy ways, and I lost 40 pounds this past year by finally making my health a priority over taking care of everyone else. It has been life-changing. But here's the best part, and why I had to share all the background first. For the past 2.5 years, I've had the most incredible partner. She also went through a toxic and abusive marriage, and together we've helped each other heal and grow. We truly understand each other, and our relationship is full of love and mutual respect. Going through those 21 difficult years actually taught me exactly what I want in a partner and what I will never accept again. My kids see it too. We share 2 dogs, and our home is full of love, smiles, laughter, financial stability, time for each other, and genuine care. Everyone here is thriving. I honestly never thought this kind of happiness was possible, but it is. My ex has gained a lot of weight and is almost unrecognizable to me now. I suspect that at some point her affair partner will eventually move on, and she'll be left with very little to show for all the damage caused. She's living paycheck to paycheck on about $6,000 a month, and has had to give up many of her old expensive habits. Meanwhile, my kids and my partner travel abroad and enjoy an amazing life together, free from her constant drama and manipulation. I was the one fighting to keep our family and marriage together, while she repeatedly disrespected both me and our vows. If you're in a similar place, here's my advice: leave. You should never be just an option to someone. If they don't prioritize you over everyone else, then they're not your person. Move on. There is love, healing, and empathy waiting for you. But you have to walk away from a toxic, unfaithful partner to start healing. When you're ready, the right person will come into your life. My friend group has grown a lot too. Many of them have also been through betrayal, and we help each other recover from it while also navigating co-parenting challenges with difficult exes. There's real strength in numbers, and genuine healing does happen with time. I've been in therapy for the last 6 years and have learned so much. If you're struggling, invest in a good therapist or support group and commit to working on yourself. On average, it can take about half the length of the relationship to truly heal after a traumatic ending. I'm just past the halfway mark in my own journey, and every day feels a little bit better. As for our unfaithful exes, let them go. They are no longer your problem or responsibility. They were never truly worthy of the time, energy, and love you gave them. Someone out there is waiting for you to heal and be ready. And when you meet them, they'll treat you with the respect and care you deserve, like pure gold. You deserve to be happy, and your children want to see you smiling again. Walk away from the person who betrayed your trust and never look back. They don't deserve the space in your mind or heart that you've been allowing them to take up for free. Thanks for sticking with me this far. Tell me in the comments how you'd handle this situation. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. There's a lot more stories on the way.